This is it. 12 legendary weapons, almost all the blue magic spells, a few jobs mastered, and all the job crystals. I think it's time that we take the fight to Exdeath himself. Welcome back to Final Fantasy V Pixel Remaster. My name is Tails Firaga, and in today's episode we're going to be starting up the Interdimensional Rift, the last dungeon in the game. To find the Interdimensional Rift, you have to go to where Tycoon used to be. And go over there and... ooh... you get sucked in. What's that? The Rift. Can't fight it. We're being sucked in. Good, we get a free ride. Here we go. And with that, we're now in the Interdimensional Rift. You can also just go into your ship for some reason. I don't really know why. You can leave at any time as well just by hitting the steering wheel again. You get voiped out. But while we're here, may as well make some progress. The Interdimensional Rift is, as one would expect, a bunch of areas we've already been to, kinda mashed into one. So we're going to be seeing a lot of set pieces we've already seen, which, that's fine. Perfectly fine. Like, reusing assets, you know, a lot of people probably aren't going to be fond of that, but I feel like it makes sense for the Interdimensional Rift that's kind of been sucking everything in to be a mishmash of different areas that have been sucked in. It's like, if you played Super Smash Bros. Brawl, you know the Great Maze? The last level of the game? Basically, the Great Maze is the Interdimensional Rift. Kill everything with Blizzara, or at least damage everything with Blizzara. Might have to equip you with something more powerful here, Lena. But for now, I'll rock Red Mage for a little bit more. White Red Mage, Pink Mage. Gosh, what if there was a Pink Mage? That would be nice. So, as you would expect from an area that's like all a bunch of places we've been to before, most of the dungeon, or most of the enemies here are also ones that we will have seen before as well. And I'm gonna cast Float on at least someone so they can survive all of this. So most of the mobs are either ones we've already seen, or they're going to be enemies that, you know, are kind of based on enemies we've already seen. Oh, please do not do that. Please do not do that. I like Lena having blood in her body. Please stop bullying her. No bully. There we go, at least we can make that miss. Slam them with Blizzaga. They're weak to ice at least. Because there's a lot of enemies here that are either enemies we've already seen before, or enemies that are very similar to mobs we've already seen before, the Interdimensional Rift is also a pretty good place to get a lot of the blue magic spells if you haven't been, you know, going for them. Now, I've got most of the blue magic spells. I think I'm only missing 4 at this point. Yeah, level 3 Flare, and then these guys. I know Mind Blast and Magic Hammer are in there somewhere. And I think Transfusion is the other one we're missing. Move to the door. And... for 1,000 years we have been sealed within the rift. Once Exdeath obtains the power of the Void, our new home, a world of darkness, will be born. You've been a thorn in Lord Exdeath's side long enough. The Void will be your burial ground. Mwahaha! They say that, but they don't attack you right then and there. So, they're bad at their job. If they're trying to be bodyguards, then they're bad at their job. Because they're just kinda leaving. I guess it makes sense, they've seen what we can do, but You know, they're also cocky, idiotic idiots, so who knows? Alright, Death Dealer, you want to kind of get rid of them pronto. Mainly because Death Dealer has an unfortunate ability in Roulette, which randomly picks a participant in battle to kill. And unfortunately, very fortunately, it means that they can sometimes kill the enemies in battle. However, usually it ends up very frustratingly hitting your guys. And I don't think I need to tell you that that kinda stinks. There we go. Ferris is almost done with leveling Black Mage, which means we'll have Black Mage mastered. I can probably do that off screen. I want to hit you with a Blizzard. Now the thing is, as well, any magic effect will cause these guys to self-destruct. Even if it's like, you know, a beneficial magic effect. Like, you can cast Cure on them, and their thanks for that are, hey fucker, guess what? We're gonna explode. So you don't want to deal with that. And I think since Ferris's current weapon counts as magic damage, it's also gonna trigger that too. Whittle them down a little bit. They will cause self-destruct, which, if they're at max HP, will probably kill a party member. They've got like 3,000 HP or something. But as long as you whittle them down a little bit, self-destruct isn't too bad. It becomes less and less powerful the more damage that you've accrued on them. One last guy over here. Dark Matter. That would be very nice if we were running Chemist, which we're currently not. Level Checker. Ooh, actually, Level Checker, I think, might have one of the level X spells we're missing. It might have level 3 Flare. But I don't think any of our guys are a level where they can get hit by it. Yeah, that's level 2 Old. Yeah, I think all of our dudes are 37, except for Lena. And they would need to be 39. 36 or 39. Wait, then they could hit Lena then. Because Lena's 36, right? Yeah. Okay, well they could have done that, and they just chose not to for whatever reason. Which makes sense, we don't have Learn on Lena right now anyway, so... this guy's gonna be kind of unreliable for trying to learn level 3 Flare, but level 3 Flare is still quite good. How about... I'll cast Holy on you. Holy on you. Blizzard on you. Or Blizzager, rather. And then we can kind of just whittle this guy down. Slash him with a sword. At this point, Bartz definitely is putting in that physical damage there. Got a bow that deals a lot of damage, deals a lot of critical hits. Even without those critical hits, though, he's still dealing, like, quad-digit damage, which even Kryl, equipped currently with Excalibur, isn't doing. And I know Kryl has the weaker strength stat overall than Bartz, but, like... Bartz has 45 right now. Kryl has 53. So... that one attack point, I guess, makes a lot of difference, honestly. Everything's weak to errors. And I guess that also makes sense, like, again, the Artemis bow, it hits magic beasts for super effective damage, it automatically crits on them. But those weren't crits, those were just normal hits. Those were just dealing normal damage. No random crits, no forced crits, not even a hippo crit. You could have a hippopotamus that deals critical damage, and you just don't. Ooh, okay. You in the back, I want to take you out. I want to take you for a ride. And I think I want to finish you off with Blizzaga. And... I don't know why I'm letting these guys live. We don't have a blue mage right now, or anyone that has learn on right now. So I probably should just kill you, honestly. You should die. There we go, get stabbed by sword. And let Lena take all the damage in this fight. Kaboom. An okay amount of damage. We're really bad at checking levels too, like none of our guys are level 5. And you would have known that, level checker, had you been smart and actually checked our levels. But no. I think we're just fighting parking meters, honestly. I think that's all that fight amounts to, is just fighting a couple of savage parking meters. Speaking of savage, the Savages for Dawntrail came out today. So I've been going into Party Finders and trying to prog the first one. And, oh boy, I'm not looking forward... Oh, actually, this place looks familiar, doesn't it? There's a room over there, there's a piano, but we can't play it. Yes, the Interdimensional Rift even goes through the Phantom Village. But while you're here, all of time is stopped, and I completely forgot this part was coming up, so we used all those ethers for nothing, basically. Whoopsie poopsie. Thankfully, however, this is also kind of a breather area too, because there's that healing pot, and there's no enemies in the village now. You'd think there would be, but there aren't. However, you obviously can't buy things either, because everyone's stopped in time. Now the forest. And now moss fungus. Thankfully, moss fungus are technically magic beasts, and therefore we can just kill them with arrows. Just deal 4,000 damage casually, why not? There we go. This should finish the rest of them off. I think these guys only have like 4,000. No, they have a little bit more. I also should get my, my notes up too. Stab you. There we go. Yeah, and that is Black Mage mastered for Ferris, which means off-screen, I'll have to go and master that for everyone. Reward is MP plus 30, which isn't the best ability. It ain't bad, but, like, it's not the best ability to have. That's that entire row covered, though. It's quite nice. You know what? Let's actually get a blue mage on you. I'm gonna give you a blue mage, but I'm also going to give you time magic. And that's actually because of a fight we're gonna be getting up to in a bit. Looking around, make sure there aren't any alternate paths I missed. No. Oop. Hang on. Go around the tree. Alright. White flame. I don't know why, but you'd think these flames would be weak, or would be resistant to, you know, actual fire magic, but you can actually hit them with fire magic. It's quite powerful. Let's give you a taste of Eroga. And start getting Spellblade Flare on Kryl there. Spellblade Flare, still better than David. Ooh, you've been turned into a confused frog. And now you can only deal in fisticuffs. Oh, now you're a dead frog. Now you can only deal with, nothing at all. Pick you back up. Put your arms up so you look like a roast chicken, but... Alright. These guys are going to be a bit of a pain in the butt, because they've got high evasion. Hang on, I need Lena to not be a frog. She's a cute little froggy and all, but I need her to not be that. That would be very good. You guys have high evasion even without blink, so Cryo actually hits. Wow. Thankfully, while these guys have high evasion, they don't have very high HP. So you can kind of whittle them down pretty easily. And again, despite being flame in their names, you can hit them with fire attacks all you want. Or at least I was in practice. There you go. I don't know, maybe I accidentally had a cheat code on my Nintendo Switch, had a Game Genie plugged into the back that allowed me to hit them with fire attacks. But probably not. I think they just have a vulnerability to them. Not like a vulnerability like, oh, I'm gonna do, like, huge, colossal chunks of damage or anything like that. More vulnerability in just, you can hit them with that. If any of you guys are multiples of 4. Those guys are, okay. Which means now just a single spell should be enough to... Oh, don't do that. Don't do that! Bartz! You're making me sad here. You're making her sad too! Dumbass getting himself confused. Look at what you've done. You owe Ferris a new sister. Today is just the episode of Ferris Gets Bullied. Hold on, bring you back up. Gotta be careful around those moss fungi. This moss fungus will knock you silly. It will cause you to be confused. Confusion is just kind of nasty in this game, honestly. Like, it depends on the game, whether or not it's like a gigantic, you know, ooh, this is the worst thing ever to be hit by, or just, oh, this is a mild inconvenience. In 14, it's usually just a mild inconvenience, unless like Confuse is part of like a Savage fight or something, or if it's like the healer doesn't do a mechanic and they get confused. If it's a case of the healer not doing the mechanic and getting confused, then oh boy. Oh boy, it's a problem then. One more. Oop. Okay, one more. No. Alright, now you've had enough. Oh right, they absorb holy. That makes a lot of sense. Which means I need to kill you. I'm just gonna go with 1,000 needles. Deal 1,000 damage. And that'll finish you off. You've got 1,600. Anna's on her way to her next job level, but it's gonna take a long time for her to actually get, like, the mastery skill for Red Mage. There's a plant there in the way. I would like to stop getting this encounter set, honestly. I think getting a different encounter set would be pretty cool. But apparently the game is just like, hey, you know what? You get to fight these guys that just confuse all your dudes. And then you have to deal with the flames. And you're gonna like it. You're gonna sit down, you're gonna like what we give ya. You're gonna eat what we feed ya. And it's just like, no, I don't want to eat what you fed us, because you're feeding us, like, weird things. Like, you're feeding us, like, bugs. And I don't want to eat bugs. He's a bunny. I don't want to eat a bunny. Sure, they probably taste great if you cook them, you know, in a decent way, but I don't want to do that. Oh, please, one of you hit. Doesn't matter who. I just need for one of these people to be good at their job and murder. There we go. Things aren't going so bad. Now, real quick. Okay, there's the next two treasure coffers. Alright, this is slightly better, but still not the encounter anyone really wants. I would prefer not to get any encounters, honestly. But that's just me. Probably should switch Lena to Black Mage, just so we have a bit more offensive power going. Oh, do not knock my guys around. I do not want you to push them around, even though I know you will. And I do not want you to push them down, even though I know that you will. Oh, those that are multiples of 4. Kill you. This should kill. Yeah, there we go. They don't have very much defense now, do they? Yeah, okay. I'm gonna put you as a Black Mage. And start doing some damage there. Black Mage with white magic. The tried and true. Hang on, Lena. I'm gonna give you the Magus Rod. Or the Magus Rod. And I'm gonna give you the Enhancer. Almost walked away without checking the treasure chest. Should be all of them. No, there's still one more. And you know what? We're prepared for it. Hiroga on all of you. And Fyraga on all of you. And that should just wipe all of them out. You would like to burn to death? Yeah, there. Ooh, you lived. You saucy bitch. How dare you? I was just gonna be like, yeah, I did the maths right. You're poisoned. Oh, we got another enhancer. We also got a Lilith Rod that also allows you to cast Drain when you use it. But I don't think that's really necessary. Raga. And let's do a little bit of item use as well. Yeah, that should work. Alright. Now let's just navigate our way over to the end. Hold on, what I meant to say was, let's, get into another encounter. That's almost like navigating your way to the end. Alright. Hopefully this will roast you, like a chestnut on an open fire. I feel like the Gravaga strat might have actually been more efficient. Stab them with your rod. Stab them with your arrows. Your arrows named Rod. Looking good. Looking good right now. So let's open the tree and move on to the next part of the Interdimensional Rift. Not the Elemental Rift. You might be thinking to yourself as well, huh, this dungeon, it's been enemies, but we haven't seen a boss fight yet. Well, ask and thou shalt receive. Here's the first boss of the rift. These woods are so peaceful. Why don't you rest here for all eternity? This is the fight against Califisteri. Now, Califisteri has an interesting strategy that she's going to use. She is going to cast Reflect on herself. Now, you might be thinking, okay, that seems like it would be, pretty difficult to fight around. You can just dispel the Reflect. More than that, however, you can also just use things that ignore Reflect, like most of the summons in the game. Or you can dispel the Reflect and make it so that she has to re-establish it again, thus giving her no time to attack you. We can do another set of meteors here. Build up for another bow shot. Make sure it hits. And Califisteri also doesn't have much HP, she only has 18,000. So, honestly, with most strategies, she's kind of a joke. Like, obviously we have the bow that deals super effective damage to magic beasts, and she's weak to that, so... You know, we did have an advantage. But now we have a cave. Now we get to go live in a cave. You know, we didn't actually take any damage from that battle, so we can just trek on. Keep on trucking. And fight. Oh, no, not a back attack from these guys, though. These are Acheron. Or Acheron, or... They are murder cows. They will, in fact, murder us if we're not careful. Because these guys, unfortunately, have the nasty, nasty ability to petrify. They can also cut your MP in half, or your level in half as well. I don't know that you can petrify these guys back in response. Maybe you can. I've never been brave enough to try it. But they do like to counterattack magic that gets used on them as well. Oh, Kryl, you just have no level at this point. You do not get to play the game, Kryl. Final Fantasy has become a single-player game yet again. You have not been invited. Let's start killing them one by one. Flare should hopefully deal some pretty decent damage. Yeah. And I'm gonna use a Phoenix down to get Bart's back up. Now this attack isn't going to do much. No. Because her level got cut in half 3 times. Gosh, what does that even amount to at this point? Like, oh, you can break them. Nice, we should just be using Spellblade Break on them then. Oop. Hold on. Oh, you know what? It doesn't help that everyone's rows have been swapped too. So she's only doing half damage. She's only doing little baby hits. They're babies! Maybe I should swap to a thief for a little bit just to, you know, get rid of these back attacks. Alright. Climb through the cave a little bit more. Ooh, these guys. These are the only instance of Hectides in the game. These Orocots. The Hectides are kind of a staple Final Fantasy. I was about to say Fire Emblem for a second. That is not the case. This is not a Fire Emblem game. Kill you all with Blizzaga, or at least do some damage with Blizzaga. Kryl at least gets AP from this. Yeah, there we go. You've been turned into a statue, you've been turned into a lawn gnome, but... cute little lawn gnome. Let's get you out of there. And this up here is the door that we can take, but if we go over here, here's a secret room behind the waterfall with an angel ring. What does the angel ring do? It prevents aging and zombification. Very, very handy. I'm not gonna worry about it too much just yet. Right, it's also a waterfall, so you can fall down. But it does take us to the consecrated circle here. So we can probably end the episode off. And if you just climb all the way back up, this is the only room we really missed in that journey. And it contains a coral ring. The game knows. The game knows. Oh, I can only cast on one of you for break. Let's get Break Blade on you. Get Death Claw on one of you, or at least try it. Nope. But it was worth a try. Shoot you with an arrow. You don't count as a magic beast, so for some reason, even though you clearly have magic and clearly are a beast of some kind, I guess the game's really specific on what enemies get that tag. Oh, please stop petrifying my dudes. There we go. You've been turned to stone. I'm gonna bring my fellas back. Oh, that did a lot of damage to Kryl. I'm not sure that I like that, honestly. I think, and, you know, oh, can't have enough arrays. We're 3 MPs short. Really? Well, we get to use our Phoenix Downs at least. It's a good thing I stocked up on them. I need you to do me a favor and not keep hitting me. I'll break you again. It missed, but this will also miss. It's gonna be like, yeah, that missed, but this won't. And it turned out, oh, it actually will. Final Fantasy V is a very silly game, ladies and gentlemen. Stab you? Nope. Still nothing. Would have been nice if you had been stabbed, but, you know, you do you. You can just not be stabbed, I guess. You can just cut Kryl's level in half again, I guess. Come on, how do you have this much evasion? You're a cow. Like, I've never seen, like, you know, I've never seen cows in nature doing stuff before, so maybe they have this much evasion. But I feel like a cow isn't going to be doing, like, a sick backflip and parrying all my sword strikes. I feel like a cow is probably going to, like, I don't know, stand there and moo, graze on some grass, maybe. I think those are pretty cow-like behavior, but apparently cows are just the Jedi of nature. Bring it back. Here we go, heal everyone. Well, there's really no point, there's a consecrated circle there, but I don't want to get yanked on the way to it. Yeah, there we go. Better safe than sorry. Alright. With that healing, it is now time probably just to end the episode off, honestly, because we've been going for 35 minutes. Part of that was doing the sync test and an intro, but yeah, you know what? We'll continue along in the next episode, because the Interdimensional Rift is a big, long, and hard place. No, not like that.